All right, coronavirus. We're gonna go there. I want to say a few things about it, and hopefully it'll help you out. I've done a ton of research now in the last, I'd say 5 days since the weekend, to learn as much as I can about the coronavirus. And I still think there's a ton that nobody knows. It's very confusing because there's so many conflicting reports. Now, okay, so one of the things I did, I read some of the mainstream sources, and I read a lot of alternative sources, and I read a lot from just doctors, various doctors. And my opinion is that for the most part, the mainstream sources are like the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and places like that are kind of like government bureaucracies. And the problem with those is that they're a bureaucracy. So it's that groupthink again, where they're going to get things wrong, and they're going to be too conservative, afraid to say certain things. And because it's like a group that is giving you this information, I trust it a little bit less. But sometimes it's the things that they put out is just conventional wisdom. So it's not bad. It's like wash your hands, make sure you're clean. I mean, it's like all these things that it's not going to hurt, but it's really not doing anything good to help people. So my opinion, and from all the things I've read and my background in health, is that we are Americans here in the US, and I'm in Austin right now. That's the downtown skyline right behind me, walking over this bridge here. We are probably already surrounded by coronavirus. It's here. It's circulating around right now. So what can you do? And the reason I think that is that one of the problems with the US is that there isn't a good testing going on right now for it. There's hardly anyone has been tested. So we've had only really a handful of cases. I think it's over 100 now in the entire country. And stop here for a second. Only a few in the entire country. So what does that mean? But there's hardly been any tests. So the percentage is pretty high right now that have actually, switch hands here, been diagnosed with it compared to how many have been tested. So that's the thing you have to pay attention to, is that the epidemic has already spread, and it's most likely everywhere. I mean, maybe there's some areas that it hasn't reached yet, but the fact that everybody travels now and comes back to places, it's just the odds that it isn't all over the place are pretty small. So what can you do? Now, that's the big question that I've had, is what possibly can you do to avoid it? So I'm going to start out by saying nothing that you can do will make you safe from the coronavirus. But you want to be, first of all, you want to be not one of the first people to get it, because when it hits hard, when it's really spreading around the country and we know it, there's going to be some problems. One of the problems is people panicking, things like grocery stores running out of food. I just got a couple more cans of stuff, just stockpiling my food supplies. But then it's the hospitals. Like if you needed to go to the hospital, you don't want to be one of the first ones, because it could be that hospitals just get clogged right at the beginning. So trying to avoid it as much as possible early on is a good, important thing. Now, you're probably going to get it. We're all probably going to get it at some point, or most people are going to get the coronavirus. But the thing that's the positive sign of it is that it won't likely be that bad. It'll probably be like getting a cold or a mild flu, and that's for most people. Now, of course, if you have immune system issues, if your immune system is compromised in some way, then yeah, that's a bigger problem. And then elderly have to worry a little more for sure. But everybody can take some steps to cut down on the effects of when they get it, if and when they get the coronavirus. And yeah, that's the main thing is cutting down on what will happen if you get it. So how do you do that? So there's a few things that will boost your immune system, and that's what you want to focus on, is just doing what you can to boost your immune system. Because even the things like the kind of traditional recommendations, like wearing gloves and washing your hands and all that, that's fine, but that's pretty minor. And then the mask thing, I'm not a believer that masks are really going to help us. So what you can do is to help your immune system is, first of all, sleep is going to be the number one. Sleep is going to be your ally here. So if you are not getting good sleep right now, work on that first. Just start getting much better sleep. 7 to 9 hours, ideally, a night or a day. And yeah, just put that as your number one priority right now. Don't prioritize work and other things. Just, it's sleep. That's it. So that's number one, sleep. And then number two is getting outside. And like today was a cloudy day here, but I managed to get outside for, about 30 minutes at least. And just getting that exposure, getting your body exposed to outdoors and not being indoors under the lights and stuffy rooms and things like that, that's going to help your immune system as well. Especially if you can get out in the middle of the day when there's sunshine out, you can get just even a little bit of sunshine on your face or places that are exposed. That's super helpful. So get outside, sleep, get outside, and avoid stress. Like, that's the worst thing you can do, is to stress out about things, and stress out about the coronavirus, stress out about your work. This thing will pass. I mean, even if it's crazy at the beginning, it will pass. It's not going to last forever. And most likely we're going to be looking at a couple months maybe of some panicking and some craziness. Just who knows what the government's going to do, quarantine people, who knows all that. But that's probably only going to be a couple months. And then things will eventually get back to normal. And it'll cycle through, and then it'll be a year from now, we'll be going, oh wow, that was crazy when we had the coronavirus. But it's not going to kill us. I mean, for the most part, most of us. So yeah, focus on those things, and also keep your connections going. Don't be too isolated. That's bad for your immune system as well. Like, being completely isolated and alone, even if it means you're getting on like video calls and stuff and conferences with people, that's better than just being alone all the time. So there's some things to think about, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope this thing doesn't get too crazy, and just if people don't panic, if people remain calm, I think we'll be okay. And also just being able to help other people. I mean, not being afraid to assist other people and that kind of thing, because I think once you get it, now this is not confirmed and I don't think anyone knows, but I think that once you get it, then you're immune to it. At least that's pretty much what I understand. If that's not true, then it could be a little bigger than I think, but I think that's the way to go. And of course, wash your hands. People are talking about using the Perel and the sanitizer, hand sanitizer. It's not as good as just washing your hands, so keep that in mind. That's a popular thing to do, but it's not as good. And then, like I said, the masks, I don't know, maybe not touching railings and stuff. But you're probably going to get it, and I'm probably going to get it, and it's not going to be that bad. So anyway, have a great day, and we'll chat with you soon.